Okay. So this session, we are talking about vegetables, and we know that vegetables are so good for us. We want to eat as many different kinds and as many different colors as possible. We always speak about dietary diversity, which means not the same thing every day. Imagine I came into your house and gave you oranges, and then the next day I came in and gave you oranges, and the next day I come and give you oranges. Would you say that's a good thing or not so good thing? Do you want oranges every day?
I think I may get bored with oranges. And also there's not like a variety. You're not teaching me as a child. You're not giving me the opportunity of experiencing different tastes and textures.
That's true. Let me dig in my bag and see what other vegetables we might eat instead. Fruit or vegetables. Yeah. How about a carrot? Wow. Carrots are long and crunchy. So what would you think?
I don't like carrots. Oh, I don't like carrots. No, I just don't like eating carrots.
Oh dear. Well, the one thing that we know about carrots is that they're very good for our eyes. They're very good for our teeth, and it's very good for our skin. So there are other ways that we could eat them. If you don't like eating them whole, what else could we do you think, with our carrot?
So I like holding my food and feeding myself. So how could I do that? Because I'm like 4 now, 5, and that's what I like to do.
Oh, you like to hold your food. Could we chop this carrot up so you could hold it into small sticks?
That would be nice.
That could be nice.
Could you make it into like a pattern, like a tall stick, a short stick, a tall stick, a short stick?
Ooh, I like that. And we could make a pattern. We could also count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carrots.
That would be nice. Yeah.
We could also chop it into circles, and we could make a shape, or we could make it in the letter of our name. So if your child is 5 or 6 years old, maybe they will recognize the first letter of their name. So if my child's name is Sipho or Lila, then I will do an L or an S. What is your child's name?
So I'm thinking a L for Lila would be easy to do, because it would be a long one and a long one. And then
very good.
And I could actually look at my hands and I could see that little sound. And then that's also the beginning sound for love. Love. And maybe I'll eat these carrots.
Okay. And we could also grate it. Do you know grater? Into those thin strips. Do you know some people even put those into muffins? Some people put them into egg. And that way our children can eat these carrots even for breakfast.
You know, I'm just remembering, because now I'm the parent, just remembering that Granny used to put the carrots in the soup. And because it's winter time now, carrots in soup would be nice. And I think my child would be able to eat that.
That's a great idea. So we can use vegetables in soup and disguise it. We can hide it like hide and seek. No one knows they're there, but we know that the good food that we want our children to eat is there. How about a banana?
Wait, I just had another idea.
Okay.
Because what happens if I'm only 8 months or 1 year? How am I going to teach my child then? How am I going to encourage them then?
That's a good one. What do you think?
I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking they won't have all their teeth, and it may be a good idea to boil or steam the carrots and then mash them.
Brilliant.
Would that work?
It will work beautifully, and all the nutrients are preserved. What we know is that boiling is just as good in the microwave as it is on the stove. What you want to do is actually keep the skin on the carrot. Don't peel off the skin, because the skin is extra fiber, and that's very good for all the pooping.
Oh, good. Okay, so now I've learned about carrots. So when my parents come to me, when I'm the facilitator, I know the different ways we can present it to the parents.
Exactly.
So that they have the answers for their parents at their school.
Exactly. Shall we do one more? Great.
I think so.
How about a banana? Do you have a banana? Bananas are easy to come by. You have a banana. Amazing. Now, some children will say, oh, but that banana is old. Is that true?
Yeah. No, not necessarily. It looks like it may be. However, I think, so tell me, what could I do with this banana to present it for a really young child?
So we wouldn't want the child to see the brown part, if possible. We could peel the banana, the peel off. Yes. And the banana should be fine. If it isn't, do you know, we can still use it because we can mash up the banana and put it into any of our breakfasts, whether it's porridge or egg, or if we are making some kind of pancake or bread, we can mix it in to whatever we are making, and it adds a sweet, sweet flavor. Even if it looks like it's a little bit old, when it's mushy, that's what makes it so delicious. Banana bread. So what we know that children love is to eat bananas, and we can chop them, we can slice them exactly the same way that we do it with a carrot, really. But what children love about bananas is that it's sweet. Would you like to eat a banana?
Yes. I think I would love to eat a banana, and I think I'm thinking of my 5-year-olds that would actually love to peel the banana themselves. So it's good for their fine motor, peeling and revealing.
Good.
It's also like what size is it? What does it smell like? What does the skin feel like?
Lovely.
I think bananas, yeah.
And for a smaller child, we can also mash it up, and it's a beautiful texture. Don't worry if the child gets mess all over. That's part of the fun. The child will take the banana and squish it and rub it all over themselves. And that is all very, very normal. And sometimes a child will take one bite and put it down. But what we want to do is...
Can you freeze bananas, Jessica?
You can
freeze bananas. Can you freeze bananas?
You can, but they don't defrost in the grate. So it's better than if you're going to make it into a smoothie. And not all of our parents will maybe be able to do that.
Yeah. Because I think that's also something to remember. If our children don't finish a whole banana, if we want to give them a variety, a diverse selection, the younger child's not going to finish this entire. So either me as the adult, I'll have the other half.
Yes.
However, if you wanted to freeze it, it might be something you could do in an ice block tray, in the ice tray, and maybe defrost it and mash it in, maybe with some yogurt, Jessica.
Perfect, exactly. Yogurt's really good, extra protein.
Yeah, so there's the yogurt. So,
okay, let me show you some others.
I think that's quite clean. Yes, let's go.
I want to keep things going because we have some epic people on the line who are wanting to give us commentary on our session today. So we want to eat for a rainbow. We want to eat lots of different colors. We've touched on orange. Red, we haven't really touched on, and green. Yes, you've got it. Snap, snap.
I've got it. Red,
snap. Exactly. And tell me, which of these two would you say a child will say, no, thank you?
Sure, it will depend. It depends on maybe on how we present it.
Sure. Yes. And again, soups are a lovely way to hide spinach if children are not wanting to eat it. Even in scrambled egg, spinach is a good one. And spinach is very easy to grow. It grows in very, very dry context and wet context. So we know that spinach is a great one, and it grows fast. Tomatoes also a good source of fiber, and vitamin C, which is very important with all these colds and flu germs running around. This one is a great one. Nice.
So if my child says no the first time, that they actually get to taste it, and should I add salt to the tomato?
We should definitely not add salt. So we want to try and
add sugar. Should I
definitely no sugar? No to the sugar. The reason we don't want sugar is because there's enough sugar in other products, and we don't need children eating extra sugar, and we don't need children eating extra salt. Extra salt is very bad for their cholesterol and for their heart. Plugs up their veins, high blood pressure. We don't want our children dealing with those problems. And diabetes is directly linked to sugar intake. So we need to be very, very mindful of how much sugar we are adding to our foods, especially with this little creeper who likes to creep into, this is pumpkin. Some people love to put sugar on pumpkin, and in some cultures, that's what you do. But what we need to think about is how much sugar we are adding to our foods. Nice.
And some people put butter with that too.
And butter, which is extra.
Is that a good thing?
It's not a great thing. It's extra fat that we don't always need. A little bit of butter is not a bad thing, but we do need to be very cautious and careful of how much extra fats we are adding. If you are looking to add fat to your diet, something like avo is perfect, or peanut butter. I have peanut butter in my card somewhere here. Peanut butter is yes, here we go. Peanut butter is an amazing added fat with fat content. And if you're making porridge or your samp in the morning or some kind of maize, marcy, adding a little bit of peanut butter is perfect because it's adding that extra little bit of fat and it's adding protein too, which is really good.
So Jessica, that we would say is like a successful habit that will lead to a positive result. It's a small step in the direction of giving your child a diverse, offering them a diverse range of fruit, veggies, what is needed in different ways. Yeah.
One more. I have too many examples here, but let me just creep in one more on the orange. We always speak about orange sweet potato being the best sweet potato. And yes, all the other sweet potatoes are perfectly fine, but orange is very high in vitamin A, and we want that. Very, very good. So these are small things that we can learn about and talk about together, that we can share. You can go home and tell your family when they are shopping, they should look out for carrots. They should look out for orange sweet potato. They should look out for the peanut butter that's not salted and that's not added sugar, the one that's without the sugar. And those things are really important for us. I think about bread. Ooh, I know that this is actually not a vegetable, but let me throw this in there for free. There is a difference between white and brown bread. Do you know what that is, Renee?
I'm really thinking, is it the way it's made, Jessica?
It is the way that it's made.
And what they take out.
Exactly. So they remove the fiber, and white bread is very, very processed. So the flour gets ground and ground and ground and ground and ground. Whereas with the darker breads and the breads with seeds and the breads where you can see the wheat still, that's really good because that's the fiber that hasn't been crushed. Imagine something being crushed so that all the nutrients are gone and then you bake it. That is white bread. But if you have brown bread, you at least still have that fiber and that carbohydrate that is still in somewhat of a whole form. We are a fan of bread. We don't shy away from bread with children, but making a good choice is powerful because we show our children white bread is not actually that good for us. What we want is the brown bread. Nice.
Thank you. That's important. Yes.